Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to another Love That Dog poetry session with Mrs. Sadowski. All right. So yesterday we were talking about street music for our poem, and we were talking about onomatopoeia. Today we're going to talk about shape poetry with the poem The Apple. One of the first things you might notice about this is it's shaped like an apple, right? With shape poetry, you form the shape of whatever the poem is about with the words. So you'll notice it says stem coming down, and then apple, 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 yum, apple, yum, apple, yum, apple, juicy, 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 crunchy, 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 red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, apple, 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 apple. Apple, 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 apple. Apple, 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 apple. Whew, quite a bit to say. Yum delicious, yum delicious, yum delicious, yum delicious, yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 wormy, worm, yuck, yuck, yum, 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 wormy, worm, yuck, yuck, yum, 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 delicious, yum, delicious, yum, delicious, yum, delicious. Apple, 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 apple. Apple, 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 apple. Red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red. Crunchy, 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 juicy, 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 apple, apple. Whew, that was a mouthful. Notice, though, that the words form the shape, and yes, it's a poem, okay? So let's see how Jack reacts to this type of poetry today. So here we go. February 21st. That was so great. Those poems you showed us where the words make the shape of the thing that the poem is about, like the one about an apple that was shaped like an apple, and the one about the house, and it was shaped like a house. We didn't get to see that one, so we're not sure which poem that is. My brain was popping when I was looking at those poems. I never knew a poet person could do that funny kind of thing. Do you notice the techniques he's using right here with the popping? Onomatopoeia. I tried one of those poems that looks like what it's about. My Yellow Dog by Jack. Whew, where do we even start with this thing? Do you kind of see the shape of the dog? So he has head, head, body, 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 tail, tail, low body, add, he, I, add, sniff, 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 nose, nose, head. Ears coming down, but it's part of the head. They have body, 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 yellow, body, 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 yellow, yellow, tail, tail, yellow, wag, 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 leg, 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 paw, leg, 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 paw, slobber, slobber, slobber. Okay? So see, Jack tried a shape poem too. Pretty cool. March 1st. Yes. You can type up the yellow dog poem that looks like a dog, but this time keep the spaces exactly the same, and maybe it would look really, really good on yellow paper. Maybe you could put my name on it, but only if you want to, only if you think it looks good enough. Wow, what a sudden change, right? He's willing to have his name posted with his work, definitely getting to be more confident with his writing. March 7th. I was a little embarrassed when people said things to me like, "Neat poem, Jack," and "How'd you think of that, Jack?" And I really, really like the one you put up about the tree that is shaped like a tree, not a fake-looking tree, but like a real tree with straggly branches. But I want to know, who is the anonymous poet in our class who wrote that? And why didn't he or she want to put his or her name on it? Was it like me when I didn't think my words were poems? Maybe you will tell the anonymous tree poet that his or her tree poem is really a poem. Really, really. And a good poem, too. Not only is Jack confident enough to put his own name, but now he finds himself wondering who the other anonymous poets are, and he wants them to know that they're good. Definitely see a change happening with this boy. How are you feeling about poetry? Do you notice any changes with your attitude about poems? Well, let's see what you think of today. The one that we showed you was a shape poem. And we have shape poetry in here, and we also have color poetry. So I'm going to first go down to the shape poem. It's going to be at the bottom of the assignment because today you have a choice. You see, shape poetry can be a lot of fun because it's the kind of poetry that describes an object and it's shaped like the object, like the apple or like his yellow dog, or in this case, a volcano. And notice for the volcano poem, they just tried to make it kind of triangular shape, like a mountain or a volcano. So Volcano by Jacqueline Ortiz. Volcano, a huge mountain that shoots lava up into the sky and spews it down to the ground. When it begins to rumble, you must escape as fast as you can. It creates dark, cloudy skies that you cannot see through. It finally rests after its destruction. This terror is a volcano. Dun, dun, dun. Okay? So a lot of times students want to have fun with shape poetry. And you have a page where you can come up with your own shape poem. You just type the title, and then you have some fun playing around with the text. Sometimes it helps to use a piece of scratch paper and to kind of, come up with some words that you want and kind of figure out how you want to put them. Because when you go to type it on here, when you're typing in one line across, sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. And you'll have to, work on the spacing, and then if you hit enter, it moves everything all over the place. So sometimes students get very frustrated when they try to take shape poetry and do it on the computer. And other times, students absolutely love doing it. So that's why we give you another option. So if you want to create a shape poem, you like that idea of having your words form the shape of your topic, go ahead and do shape poetry. If you feel that that's going to be too difficult, and you're like, I don't want to worry about formatting those words, I don't want to make them go where they need to go, then color poetry is for you today. A color poem is written with feelings of one color. Color poems often use the 5 senses, kind of like the 5 W's. Well, I guess not so much the 5W poem. It would have been more of the sensory poem that you guys did last week. So color poem is written with feelings of a color, and you want to use your senses to describe the feeling. So here's an example with the color blue. Blue by Jacqueline Ortiz. Feelings. I feel blue when I miss my family. Then you want to do something with hearing. I hear blue when I hear the chirps of early morning birds. Taste. I taste blue when I eat blueberry muffins. Seeing. I see blue when the morning light appears through my windows. Okay? So again, very simple format. You come up with a color. Any color will do. You come up with a feeling, something you hear with that color, somehow that you taste that color, and somehow that you see the color. So 4 lines. I know it looks like 5, but that's just because this one went over. But if you think of a poem in 4 lines, very simple color poem. So again, you have a choice today. You can do a color poem on the color poetry page, or you can do a shape poem on the shape poetry page. If you want to do both, by all means, have fun with it and do both. But we wanted you to be able to have a choice if you felt frustrated with the shape poetry. All right, boys and girls, can't wait to read what you come up with.